Hey everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and welcome to Open BXRX. Coming up on today's show, we'll speak to a filmmaker and founder of a media production company about the success of his documentary on literacy in the Bronx and beyond. And it's going to shed some light on its importance for the future of our youth. Then we'll turn the page with the leaders of a magazine company that is providing a platform for independent artists. Plus, we'll hear from a singer and a songwriter about her rise in the music and entertainment industry, her latest projects, and so much more. And then finally, we'll sit down with a filmmaker and producer who will speak about his passion for filmmaking and photography and highlights his latest work. So sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. We're wide open. Here we go now. And here we go. We are live, but we're going to have to do it from this script right here because the auto script thing is not on. So hello, everybody. I'm your Doc, Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and we got a whole lot in store for you. You're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. So stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is a Bronx filmmaker and the founder of Green Canvas Productions. Joins us to speak about the release of his $1.5 million documentary and to highlight the importance of the doc for the future of our borough. So please welcome to the show. He's been here before, no stranger to the show, Greg Hernandez. We're in the house. Here he is. Greg, welcome. Nice to see you.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
In person.
Again, yeah. This time in person instead of virtual.
Yeah. So tell us, you've been through so much with this documentary. Give me that feel for how you first got it up and running.
It's a 5-year journey. This is a feature documentary. We thought it would be a short. Now we got it done last year. We premiered at the AMC Cinema in Bay Plaza. Now we're in some festivals. We're trying to ultimately distribute the movie.
That's good. How does that feel for you? I mean, this is not your first one, is it?
My first feature, yeah, but not my first film.
Yeah.
This feels amazing to have accomplished this, set out a vision and a goal, get it done, and you get to see the vision on the big screen, and people get to see it. It resonates with them. That's what you want.
A quick synopsis of what it's all about.
Yeah, so it's basically a time capsule story. You get to see what happened in the Bronx when it lost its last bookstore in 2016. And what did the people in the Bronx do about it? So it's about resilience, it's about family, intergenerational relationships, our culture here, and the need to increase literacy, access to books in the borough.
Yeah. When did you think or feel there was a need for that?
Well, I felt there was a need for it in 2014. You know, when I heard the Barnes & Noble was going to close.
Yeah.
Trying to find a bookstore.
Was that the one in Co-op City?
Co-op City, Bay Plaza.
I did something there. We did a book signing with Steve Harvey. Yeah. And I think that was one of the last big book signings.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Thinking back.
Wow. Ooh.
Isn't that the power of a bookstore? Like some people say it's a novelty, but there's still many in the other boroughs. We had zero. Right
out of Co-op City. So then you found out that there was a need from there. Then what did you do then?
Well, I did actually find out it was closing when I started to hear about Noelle Santos, who was going to start a crowdfunding campaign to bring an independent bookstore. Yeah. And I resolved to meet her. She was having pop-up events. And then I was hooked. I started, this was 2017. And then a year later, I was shooting more and more. And then a few years later, we got the movie done.
And who are some of the people that you interviewed or some of the people that you came in contact with? Who's in the doc?
We interviewed a plethora of people from our former borough president, Ruben Diaz Jr., to Noelle Santos, obviously. We also interviewed Ceresia Fennell, who just had, I believe, the 6th annual Bronx Book Festival. We interviewed many people in the Bronx as well as even in Manhattan. Dr. Susan Newman at NYU and the CEO of Literacy Partners, Anthony Tassi.
And what's some of the things that they had to say about maybe redoing a bookstore, opening up a new one, or keeping something going so that we can enhance literacy in our borough?
Well, the great thing about this film is that the tip of the iceberg is a bookstore. And there are many ways for people in the Bronx to get involved. So this provides a clear, concrete call to action. Book clubs, book fairs, festivals, starting your own little free library in your home, in your neighborhood, in your park, in your building. There are many things we can do. The lack of school libraries and classroom libraries.
Yeah.
The fact that you can have after-school programming where students can pick their own books and start a book club. There are many ways that any of us can get involved. It doesn't just have to be a bookstore. It can be a literary space for community, a third space. And that's more of what we need. And that's what I highlight in the documentary.
Yeah. Sometimes if you don't have it anywhere else, you got to do it in your home.
Yeah, and that's the point of this film, to galvanize people and show them you can do it too. Mm-hmm. You don't have to raise that capital. You can do something. I believe a little free library costs $300, maybe $350 to install and do everything. And after that, you can become a steward, somebody in your neighborhood. And the great thing is that when we started this documentary, 2017, 2018, there were only 2 little free libraries in the borough. Now there's close to 30. There were no bookstores. Now we have 1, but then we have pop-ups and mobile bookstores. So we started this documentary during the right time, during a renaissance, and now we've seen the fruits of it. In terms of success, we're in some festivals, but hopefully we can have more community screenings coming up, and that way we can ultimately get it onto a streaming platform.
Yeah, you feel it has come to fruition, all the hard work and dedication that you put into it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's still more. Of course, there's always
still more, because what happens when for filmmakers, here's some great advice. You need to save your energy and your money, because even when you finish your movie, there's still more to do.
Yeah.
There's distribution, building your community, especially if this is a social impact documentary. There needs to be that impact where people see it and it has a ripple effect. So getting your elected officials involved, having free community screenings in libraries, bookstores, community centers, spaces, and parks. That's what needs to be done.
Any live testimonials? People come back and say, hey, I like what you did.
So we've had some Q&As, and people are saying, wow, you really showed the borough. I didn't know this. Mm-hmm. I felt a certain way. I feel inspired. We've had now a couple of students who say, I'm going to write, or they've done projects on the documentary. So it's just very important. It's awareness, but then action.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your production company, Green Canvas Productions.
It's been called Green Acres before. That's totally fine.
It has been?
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah, by somebody.
That just came out.
No, it's totally fine. I was like, oh, this is a novelty too. Green Canvas Productions is a video production company based in the Bronx. We're also an MBE certified company, so we can work with agencies in the city. And we provide commercials and videos, explainer videos. We basically provide clients with solutions through video, because every story can be highlighted and enhanced through video. Because the ultimate thing when you're having a business or a nonprofit, you want to communicate to your target audience, the operative word is trust. And a video can help sell that. It can help sell a pitch. It can help you get funding, marketing, recruiting, any campaign you're trying to do. Video needs to be a key component of that. And that's where we come in. We become an arm of your company, another extension of you, and help you. We're not just video producers and professionals. We understand, hey, here's what's going to work in terms of communicating to your target audience and getting that significant ROI. So that's what we do. Been in business for 4 years. Started right before the pandemic. Still going, very happy. And we're slowly scaling up.
Good. Who comes to you? Companies, corporations? Who comes to you? Nonprofit organizations to help them put together a video? Who are some of the people?
We've worked with a few nonprofits here recently in the Bronx. I know the Oyate Group. We're working with Green Bronx Machine. So we work with organizations, companies, corporate clients, you name it. As long as we align and respect and like their mission, we choose who we work with, that will work with you. That's what we do.
Good idea. Film festivals. Are you in some of them? You're looking to put the documentary into them, or which ones?
Oh, totally, yeah. We premiered at the Inwood Film Festival, and we won Best Award or Excellence in Film for Documentary. Thank you. And we received an honorable mention at the Harlem People's Film Festival.
All right.
And now up next is the Manhattan Film Festival on June 21st.
So you have an award-winning company.
First one, yeah.
There you go.
Very happy.
Oh, everybody back here, give them a big round of applause. Look, they can hear you. Look.
Thank you.
We got all the people working in our studio today. Thank you guys for all the work that you do. You may want to talk to them afterwards to see if you can get with them. I don't know.
It's all about networking.
That's right. So what's next?
What's next is seeing if we can get this movie onto potentially a streaming platform. Obviously, PBS comes to mind. But then also it's having those community screenings, getting the word out on the ground in a hyper-local way to make sure people are aware of this. And we want to inspire more people to increase literacy in their communities. Because the great thing about this film is the people who are featured in it, 5 years later, they're still doing this tremendous amount of work, and they've seen traction. So it's one of those things where if you live in the Bronx and you watch this documentary, not only can you be inspired, but you can connect with the people in this documentary who are maybe in your neighborhood, in your zip code.
And some of those people, again, are?
We have Noel Santos, Ceresia Fennell, Ron Kavanaugh, Rebecca Shove, Latanya DeVoe. We have also, I believe, Brandon Montez, Anthony Tucker, and so on and so forth.
Did you reach out to any companies or any organizations for funding?
Yeah, that's the difficult thing. When you're making your first feature film, no matter how good of an idea it is, it's like, well, I don't know if we want to fund you. You've never done this before. So a lot of this was out of pocket. But I was able to bring on a friend of mine to become the executive producer, Nigel Castro, also from the Bronx, shout out. And he provided us with about $15,000.
Oh,
so we
do you still need money?
We still need money to distribute the movie.
Sincerely, look into this camera right here and just ask for what you want. You never know.
My name is Gregory Hernandez. I'm a filmmaker from the Bronx, and my feature-length documentary is still in need of financial support. We do have a fiscal sponsor with Fractured Atlas, so you can make a tax-deductible donation. You can do so right now by going to 1.5million.com. Any amount helps us, and this will help us get the film potentially on PBS.
All right, did you reach out to PBS yet?
Well, that's the thing. It takes a long time, so we are in contact. We also do have a sales agency, a distributor on board with us, and we're working with a post-production company to essentially enhance the movie so that way it can pass quality control. So it's a whole process to try and get it. It's like, oh, when is your film done? Yeah, it's been done, but now we have to...
If you had the opportunity to speak to somebody to get the film over the hump, so to speak, what would you tell them? Because they listen to us, you know.
I would tell them essentially, this is a movie from the heart. It's a 90-minute story that showcases inspiration, community engagement, as well as resilience. And it's a movie that can really inspire, but also it's so broad that everyone can watch it and say, I align with that. I resonate with that. That resonates with me. I understand that. Because that's, in this country, that's like the American way, so to speak. Yeah. But it's so important because books are important. I believe there was a study from the Urban Center of Education, I believe, or maybe Culture, I think that's what they're called. They had a report last year that almost 700,000 New Yorkers of working age only have some college. So this is an economic importance and also health importance. If you read more, you live longer. If you read more, you can get a higher paying job. You can finish college. So it's very important that we get people reading more, whether it's technology or books, whatever is convenient for you. So that's what I would tell PBS. This is it's a mandate. It's very important. Social impact documentary made on a shoestring budget.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Pleasure.
All right. Listen, give us that website one more time.
Yes. It's 1.5million.com, and you can follow us on social media at 1.5million_documentary.
There you go. Bronx Filmmaker and Director, 1.5 million documentary, Gregory Hernandez. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll take a quick break. I've got more coming up next on Open.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
That's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
Analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I am more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back. Here we go again. Our next guests are the founders of IGK Indie Gatekeepers Magazine. They join us to speak about how it all started and how to highlight the importance of providing a platform for independent artists and professionals beyond the music business. So please welcome to the show, Diamond and Gem Gallardo. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Good.
Happy to
They're
be
just
here,
taking
man.
pictures in the studio. That's all. You see some flashing going on around here? How you guys doing?
Great.
Amazing.
Good.
Amazing.
So,
Thanks for having us.
listen, everybody wants to know how to get started. How did you guys get started in the music and entertainment industry? Jim, won't you kick that in the beginning? How did it all start?
Oh man, it's well, it didn't start off good, but it ended off pretty well. The thoughts, the ideas of just even stepping foot into the entertainment business started off, man, like over 20 years ago. Had some ideas and, I just wanted to jump into it, but I didn't have the full blueprint. I had the ideas in sequence. I wouldn't say I didn't have the blueprint, but I didn't have the right partner initially or partners to prepare, to move forward into the business.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I was incarcerated for a long period of time. And during that incarceration, I was just putting all the bullet points together on what I was going to do when I got out.
Yeah.
And when I got out, I started off with an artist. That was the beginning of just getting my feet wet. Started off managing an artist, and I was learning as I went along, and started making a lot of progress until that artist ended up getting incarcerated.
Yeah.
I stepped away from the business. Another childhood friend brought me back into the business, and that didn't work out too well. But then I ran into Diamond. Diamond met. We started dating. She has an administrative background, really polished, and she had the piece to the puzzle that was missing. And she took an interest in, in what I was doing. So, that's where it all started, man. Like, just kind of embraced her, and she just took initiative, and we're here now.
And you guys have those original names, Diamond and Gem.
Yes.
You put those stones together, and you can't go wrong. Right? So, what is GGMG, and how did the idea come about to start the company, Gem? You told us something about that, but I see GGMG.
Right.
Are you using that right about now?
Yeah. So the GGMG is GGMG Enterprises, LLC, which is the parent company. So GGMG Enterprises came about during the time where I was trying to figure things out, working with different people. And one of the artists that I was managing at the time, he was like, man, listen, you need to just step away and do your own thing, because you seem to be the one with all the ideas and putting all the energy into it. Just start off your own, create your own company. And he gave me the acronym GGMG, which is acronym for my name and music group, Gem Gallardo Music.
There you go.
So I just ran with it. It had a ring to it, so kept it ever since.
When you were incarcerated, did you have a lot of time to sit back and think about this whole picture? Did you visualize this whole thing?
It's pretty ironic. Literally, everything that we've accomplished in the last 7 years, everything we've accomplished in 7 years was literally on the blueprint when I was incarcerated. Literally.
Yeah.
Everything. And I've accomplished it and still have more as we go along with creating more goals.
Yeah.
But everything that everything I thought about while I was incarcerated that I would hope to accomplish, I've accomplished.
Yeah. You may have been locked down, but your mind was free.
Absolutely.
You're putting the pen to the paper. Diamond, what is your role within the company, and how have you adjusted to it since it has grown to this point?
Well, my role, I do all the back scenes. I am the COO and I'm the financial officer as well. And I do all the background scenes. I have a paralegal degree, so I create all our contracts, our agreements. Gem basically deals with the artists. and engaging in them. And then I do all the paperwork and the follow-up. And with the two of us together, it's been us, the two of us, for the last 7 years. And it's a lot of work, but it's work that we actually like doing. We love working with these indie artists because in all actuality, you have some indie artists that are actually than the mainstream artists. They just don't have the platform as the mainstream artists. And that's why we actually started the company, to give them a platform just like the mainstream artists have.
Yeah. And there's a lot of indie artists out there, you know that. And they're looking for people like you to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
how do they get in touch with you if they need your help with something? Well, maybe want to sign with you, right?
Absolutely. I mean, they can probably hit us up on our social media, or they can, go through our website. Our website is www.ggmgenterprises.com. Or they can reach, DM me, official GEM Gallardo, GALLARDO _GGMG. And they can definitely reach me, and we can talk about it.
Or they can reach me. My IG is Diamond35. My email is diamond@ggmgent.com. They can reach us that.
Turn you into a star. Watch out. So what inspired your IGK, Indie Gatekeepers Magazine?
Take this one. Okay, so a couple of years ago, we were trying to put ourselves and our artists on magazines or get into magazines. And they were saying, you're too new, people really don't know you, and didn't want to take a chance on us. So we decided we'll create our own magazine. And that's how IGK Magazine came about.
There you go. And it's a beautiful thing. Hey, if you can't get them on somebody else's, start your own, right? Say, I have the platform for you. Don't worry about a thing. I've got you covered.
Exactly. We believe that indie over everything, ownership is key.
Yeah. Now, do you deal with their merch and the whole nine? You help them out with the whole thing?
Well, you said merch. Well, we're on and off with the merch situation, because the thing is, me and Diamond, we do everything out of pocket. So it's a lot, right? And we literally run this company by ourselves. It's not like we have a whole, machine behind us. So we play every role ourselves. We wear all our hats. We finance everything. So at one moment, we'll come out with some merch. It'll sell out. And then we'll take our attention and our investments and put it somewhere else. And we just constantly rotating where we putting our money and where we putting our attention. So the merch is definitely there. It's on and off with the merch. We're definitely looking for sponsors, because at this stage, this machine is growing so much so that we're going to need sponsors at some point. Because, man, let me tell you, it's a lot.
Yeah.
We have nationwide distribution. We are in the 5 boroughs. We're in Jersey, downtown Jersey, downtown Philly. So the magazine is all over. You can find it anywhere. We just need sponsors to help us make it grow even more and to provide a larger platform for the indie artists.
Yeah. Those sponsors are so very, very important. How important is it for you to create a platform that highlights indie artists? And what are some of the artists that you have worked with thus far?
Well, we worked with a lot. We've worked with Lola Brooks, who's currently one of the top female artists right now in the industry. We've worked with Scarlett, which is the next female artist that emerged, that's taking over right now. We work with Sig the Trig, SNS, which is the son of legendary DJ SNS, Mo Dubs, Lonnie Lyric, Stacks, Rep Shells. Like we can go through a list, man. It's Nay Baby, D2 Baby, M Beast. Like
they're all gonna come to you. They're all gonna come to you. Once you got something that's working, they're all gonna be looking to latch onto something that's working. And it seems like you guys are doing a good job with it.
we put a lot of artists. Actually, we put quite a few artists on the cover, and that was their first cover. We put radio personality DJ Drewski. Shout out to DJ Drewski, who was
Drewski Hot 97.
He played a part in just the early stages of creating the concept of indie gatekeepers, because he is one of the indie gatekeepers. He was on the first cover. Me, him, and Diamond was on the first cover of our magazine.
Yeah.
He supported us from the beginning, still support us. So definitely shout out to him. And tons of other individuals, man, that's rooting for us,
Yeah, DJ Drewski, he's a good guy. He's from the heart. He's a real good guy.
We also have to give a big shout out to John Blassingame, because he's the one that has helped us with the distribution for our magazine. He's been a very, very big part in us getting the magazine out there.
Can't forget about John.
Yeah. Word up. No, John was here before. John's no stranger to the show.
For sure.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. Give us your social media. Where can people reach you?
Well, they can find me at official GEM, GEM, Gallardo, GALLAR _ GGMG. And
they can find me at Diamond Gem 35.
There you go. Diamond and Gem. Diamond and Gem, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us, and come back again, okay?
Thank you for having us, Bob. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Good luck with everything that you guys are doing, and we'll be following you. Follow me too, Doc Bob Lee, Instagram, Dr. DOCTORBOBLW on all the other platforms. We'll take a quick break right here. I've got more coming up next on Open.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about poor Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug. You know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for ya. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
And welcome back. Here we go again. I'm the Diggity Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking it all out. Our next guest is a singer, songwriter, and producer, and she joins us to speak about her rise in the music industry and highlights her latest work, too. So please welcome to the show, Dyani. Dyani, welcome.
Hello. Thank you, Dr. Lee, for having me.
You're sitting out there next to Pennsylvania, huh?
I sure am. I'm a Jersey girl, born and raised, but right outside of Philly.
Jersey's in the house. All right. Right outside of Philly. Are you being affected by that I-95 meltdown, so to speak, or the collapse of the roadway?
It's terrible, but no, I haven't been affected so much. I have a short commute day to day, which is awesome. And I've had some performances over the last couple of days, but they haven't taken me into the city. But I have some travel this week coming. I'm a little nervous about how that's going to affect all of the things getting into and out of.
That's
like
all right.
Airport.
You have a thumb drive in your car?
Definitely.
So all you got to do is put on that music. Now share a tiny bit with us about your story and how you came to love music so much.
So music has been in my life for my whole life. My mother is a singer and performer. My father, musician also. And they were young parents. So I hear stories all the time about how my dad had a Volkswagen Bug.
A punch car?
All speakers. The back seat was all speakers. And when I was born, they just kind of slid my car seat in the middle. And so I was getting good education from my early days.
Yeah.
But I've always loved music, always loved writing. I'm one of the people God slowed the world down during the pandemic for COVID-19.
Yeah.
And took advantage. I've been writing heavily and performing ever since.
Well, what propelled you into the music scene or into the limelight? What would you say was the thing that made you notice that, hey, you have moved up to the next level?
Hey, well, so here's the thing. I don't look like a traditional pop star or singer. I'm not an industry standard. My voice is very unique. I hope that everyone will take a minute to listen. And my song style is motivational. It's inspirational. It's not quite gospel.
Yeah.
So I didn't always know that my voice had value. But again, when the world slowed down for COVID-19, I realized that there were people that needed to be inspired and needed motivation. And so the motivational mix came to be. I thank God for connecting me with Jamel Vaughn of SBG Promotions and Management.
Yeah.
And he heard what I was doing and saw value in it. And we started running. You know, we hit the ground running and wrote and recorded music that we thought the world needed to hear. And that's been the motivation. That's what led me to believe we need to get to the next level.
That's good. Who are some of your mentors? Some of the people you love to listen to growing up? Since your mother and father put you between those speakers in the back of that little punch car and you just, that music was pounding on you.
So I'll definitely say Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire. Definitely influences. I love neo soul. I'm a child of New Jack Swing. So you'll hear all in my music as well.
Some of the places that you performed, I know you probably performed throughout New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Some of the places that said to you when you stepped on stage, said, hey, you know, I have sort of arrived, but there's more work to do.
Definitely. So the biggest stage is definitely Amateur Night at the Apollo.
There you go.
Oh.
I used to host that.
Awesome. Well, it's a family. The Apollo is definitely a family that I'm hoping to get back to. But that was an experience that changed my view. I mean, New Yorkers don't play. That I know.
They don't. Not at all. Not at all.
But I did have the pleasure and privilege of being a finalist, and I'm looking to get back there. I performed pretty much anywhere anyone would let me.
Yeah.
Over the last few years. I was featured at Wilson's in Hynella, July 7th. If anyone, buy tickets are available now.
Yeah.
But that was also a nice local stage. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Now you're talking about two different stages now. Of course, the world famous Powell, that's the toughest stage in the world because now you're depending on that crowd to say, yeah, all right, you can go on to the next level. But on those other smaller stages, it's more comfortable. It's like down home. It's like, this is comfortable. Let me get busy in here, and it's a loving thing. And the Apollo's a loving thing too, but you got to make sure that those people are with you because they can boo you off of there too. I've seen it happen.
So it's tough love. It's tough love, but it's love just the same. And if they're with you, then they're really with you. And you're right. The contrast is, and I've sang even in storefronts. But in those storefronts, there might be one or two people that say that something that I sang or lyrics that I wrote have inspired them or helped them get through a tough time.
That's what's up.
And that to me is as big a reward as gaining the acceptance of anyone, really.
Yeah, that's good. Inspiring and motivating people to do the right thing in life. You're giving them something positive. And they'll come back to you later on and they say, hey, remember, I saw you on that stage and I love the songs that you sang. And even they'll pick up your right. That's your following right there.
Completely.
That's your following.
Absolutely.
So what's next for you?
Next for me. So I have another album almost finished. I lost my father last January.
You did it with your father?
I'm sorry, say one more time.
You said you did it with your father?
No, I lost my father. My father passed away last January.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. My condolences to you and the family. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But your father's with you, though. And he's going to be doing that album with you. I'm telling you. He's going to be with you.
Yes, he inspired one of the most amazing songs I've written so far. And the album will be named after the nickname that he called me, which is Dotch. So Dotch should be out before year's end. That's my sophomore album. I'm also soon to be featured. There's a movie in production right now called Killer X. My music is going to be featured on that. Thank you to Jose Torres for including me, who's starring in that movie as well. And I'm just going to keep writing. I have the motivational mix is out in distribution through Sony Orchard. I'm making the connections that need to be made. I'm seeing pictures here. I used to work for the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. I made some amazing connects through there. And, my music is such that I can pretty much perform in front of anyone, in front of if it's a political crowd, if it's a religious crowd, I have something for everyone. And so I'm just going to continue to keep pushing and motivating people however I can.
Why not? You're in this space and time. Why not give it to us? Give it to us. That's a nice album cover right there. Is that the one that's coming out?
Dope is out now. So Dope is out on all streaming platforms. I have a new single also called Impatient. I have a song with Tragedy Gaddafi out called Shining that should be out before the summer's end. Check out too.
That's dope.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Listen, Dyani, can you go like this and give us like a little something?
Sure. I'll give you a little bit of Dream Chaser.
Okay.
So it goes like that. They told you you weren't good enough, strong enough. Wasting your time, just give it up, hang it up. They said it wasn't worth it all, that you would fall. When yet you keep on trusting God and pressing on. You know that it's in you to be much greater than you are.
I can tell. I can tell. I can tell. I'm not going to give it all away right now on this platform right here, but we got to pick up your albums, right? We got to pick up your single too. Yeah.
Please do.
So when is the next one going to be done? Dope is out now.
By the end of year. Dope is out. The motivational mix is out now. Dots should be by year end.
And you're around a lot of people like Benzino. How was that like meeting Benzino?
So meeting Benzino was awesome. What's really cool about that connect is I went to Atlanta for a showcase where he was, and he got to hear me sing, and we got to interact a little bit. And now I have connections in Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta Juneteenth this Saturday to perform in Centennial Park, which will probably be my biggest crowd so far as a solo artist, and that's super amazing too. But I've met a lot of people, like I said, even through the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. I was able to make some connections that have really carried on and that I use. you know, I tell everybody I have music out and ask them to share wherever they can.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, keep doing your thing, my girl. Keep doing your thing. You know, Benzino's daughter is singing also, isn't she?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, Girls Are People Too, or something like that. I forget what it was. Anyway, I think it's Benzino's daughter. But anyway, you're going to continue to meet lots and lots of people. You're going to continue to inspire people. And, you know, you're going to be in the mix because this is what you love to do. You've been doing it since your mom and dad put you in between those speakers in that little Volkswagen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Bobley. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on Open.
Yeah. And where can we follow you?
Oh, yes. So I am on all streaming platforms as Dyani Star. That is my stage name. On also all social media. I'm Facebook. I'm on Instagram. On Twitter as Dyani, Dyani Star. I'm
loving it. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your vocal cords. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do in our community. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr. Bobley. Take good care.
You too. Dyani, singer, songwriter, and producer. We'll take a quick break right here and we'll come back. We still got more right here on Open.
We all know what it's like to feel alone. But it just takes one new connection. Want to get out of here? To empower many.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't take a superhero to bring forces together. We all have the power to reach out.
Let's go!
And help someone feel like they belong.
Pretty cool, huh?
We are stronger together.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for you. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
And welcome back. Our final guest is a filmmaker and producer, and he sits down with us to speak about his passion for filmmaking and photography and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Fredrick Taylor's in the house. Fred, welcome.
How you doing, my man? Pleasure.
Freddie's in the house. Oh, here we go now. Oh, here we go. Fred, Fred, you're gonna spit 16 with me?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited. I've got a lot of family in New York as well. So this is cool.
So you are a creator and a storyteller. Tell us how that began for you. How did you get into that?
Well, I mean, originally that started because I loved story. I loved people. I loved to draw. I loved to paint. I loved music. I loved dance. I loved culture. My mother used to take me to New York all the time to see plays and musicals like The Wiz. Mm-hmm. And my father was a jazz and blues musician and worked a lot with Philadelphia International Records out of Philly as well, and back in the day. And that really kind of got me hooked into the ability to connect with people through entertainment, and then also being able to tell stories. And I loved writing essays when I was a kid. I loved composition. I loved writing term papers. I loved anything that would be able to tell a story and enlighten people.
Yeah.
So I got hooked on it pretty early.
You got hooked early on. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
a good thing. I got
Absolutely.
caught by the music bug. You got caught by the artistic bug in the creative area of storytelling. And that's a
Yes, sir.
wonderful thing. Yeah. Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's been a road to freedom for so many people for hundreds of years. I mean, you read these great stories about great people, and so many of them were great writers and great orators and speakers and talkers and connectors to people as well. So it's on the path, being creative and being able to communicate with others.
What are some of the prerequisites for taking on a new project, or as far as your decision to be a part of a specific project?
It's got to have some level of cultural and social relevance to it for me. I can't just do anything for any reason. It's got to have some level of purpose. And then also, is it evergreen? Is it something that people will care about in 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 25, 50, 100? How relevant is it to the human experience? And then finally, its reach. Can it reach into other communities beyond its original core?
Uh-huh.
Can it touch somebody on the other side of the world? Can it move through all of the continents?
Yeah.
As well. And then, of course, just the plausibility, the viability of it, and all of the metrics that go with it as far as the money and, can we put this on the internet, or, what type of distribution outlet will it need to get out there as well?
Yeah.
Factors into.
And they tell me that you're a fantastic filmmaker and producer.
That's the word on the street. Yes, that is the word on the street.
Yeah, that's the word on the street.
I'm pretty good at that. So.
How did you get into that?
I went to film school at Temple University in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
And I fell in love with it. I originally went to school to become a journalist. And then halfway through college, I realized that my calling was more filmmaking, because I wanted to tell real stories about real people. And I didn't want to be edited or audited by others. I didn't want people to dictate to me what was the love language that I was trying to convey.
Yeah.
And so that's why I switched.
And you're into rock climbing also?
I'm into adventurous.
I just threw that out there because I saw you standing on top of the Rock of Gibraltar there.
Yeah, I had to climb up a rock to get that shot. That's for sure. So I'll do anything to get the shot. How about that?
Yeah. You know what to do in order to get the shot that you need. That's for sure, right?
Absolutely. You always want to do something innovative, special, and different.
Yeah. Now, I heard that you have a trailer out called Where is America the Beautiful?
That is correct. Yes, it is.
Talk about that.
It is a documentary. It's an avant-garde documentary, actually. It's going to be screening at the Dances with Films Film Festival in Los Angeles at the end of the month on July 27th. It's been sort of a journey, journalistic type of documentary that was sort of documenting the world that we were living in the middle of the pandemic and through the January 6th insurrection as well, and really looking at how it affects culture, and specific to many different cultures and people of different backgrounds and different religious orders and things like that. How much has changed for us in the past 3 years with, the election and the pandemic. to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
So it's an investigation on like, where is America now? Where are we? We're all very different.
Yeah.
You know, who we were 3 years ago is not who we are now. So the question is, who are we as a country and as a society?
And it's very evident too with all the things that are going on around us. It's like, whoa, what happened? Where are we? It's like we went into the dark ages and came out on the other side. But listen, can we throw to it? Can we take a look at it? Where's America the Beautiful? Here's the trailer.
Don't reach for it, son. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out.
I just think it's terrible.
Right.
That human life is treated the way it's treated, you know, where people just get killed for nothing.
Don't pull it out!
A revolution of values requires that we finally accept the founding document of our nation, that all men and all women are created equal. And since all men and all women are created equal, then Black lives matter.
I think one thing is that people always kind of try and feel like they love to be right.
I'm Jewish, I'm female. I've witnessed in the history books different moments of oppression and discrimination, and that hurts. That hurts. You know, it affects me.
We need to get back to our priorities. How did we get to this position, and how can we get ourselves out of this position? Did you vote?
I want Georgia to know that, and the people know it. You know, something happened there, and something bad happened.
How many more fucking people gotta die?
People here.
All the lies you've told all this time, that's all your fucking bullshit.
That's sad.
A lady dying because of your lies.
Video. They make innocent people.
Why don't you tell the truth?
Wow. Fredrick, you have some major attention getters in there. Woo.
You got to get people's attention these days, or they're not going to pay any attention to you. They're going to pass you by. I had the opportunity to be around one of New York's very own, Dougie Fresh, back in the day. We were shooting a little documentary with him. And, you know, I kind of asked him, I said, what did it take for New York hip hop to finally jump off into the big picture? And he said it was getting people's attention. And he said, if you think about it, back in the day, those original OG hip hop artists, they all did something unique to garner attention. You know, whether you were talking about, you know, Kool Moe Dee or Public Enemy, or even a very young LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, things like that.
Yeah.
They did things to make you pay attention to them. And so you gave them your attention before you even necessarily were listening to what they had to say as well. And so I've taken that to heart. So a lot of my sensibilities as an artist comes from old school New York hip hop.
Yeah, well, you see Dougie, tell him I said, what's up? That's my boy right there. That's my man. Yeah, he's a good guy. Another good guy. I've run into some good people, and you're working with some great people too. So
thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
When do we get an opportunity to see the whole thing?
The whole thing is going to be screened in LA, and then hopefully soon after, I'm going to get it on Amazon with some of my other work as well. But currently, it's going to be at the Dances with Films Film Festival.
Yeah.
You can follow me about the progress of the project on my Instagram, which is FR3DER1CK. Everything is FR3DER1CK across the table for all of social media platforms, and to be able to Google me and get information as well. I have two other projects that are on Amazon. One is called Counter History's Rock Hill, and then Pre-Existing Freedom, which is a part of the constellation of Where is America the Beautiful as well. It's a project I did before that. But it's all about the world we've been living in the past 3 to 4 years as well. So there's one more project I'm going to do to make it sort of a trifecta of films. So I've been doing more documentary films the same way that artists make paintings. Like they'll do a series of paintings. And so I'm doing a series of documentary films about social subjects that I feel very strongly about.
And it's needed too. People, you need to create the awareness of what's going on today, because it's it can be mind-boggling, but thank you for bringing that to light. And, you know, we're going to be following a lot of the work that you're going to be doing. And you're also doing a documentary with Michael Jackson and Barack Obama.
Yeah, yes. I'm very interested in people that affect society, and I'm very interested in people that have an effect, that they affect the past, the present, and the future all at the same time. And those two individuals are people that will literally live forever.
Yeah.
You know, what Barack Obama has done as a American is unprecedented. And what Michael Jackson did as a musician will never be equaled again as well. And I really love looking at the lives of people that are literally lightning in a bottle. And, you know, originally I'm from the south side of Chicago, and I was about 40 miles outside of Gary as well. And so I have something in common with these two individuals as well. I sort of understand them from a cultural standpoint.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to eat at the same soul food restaurant as Barack and Michelle back in the day when they were very young. And my grandmother used to always talk about them and talk about how great they were as people and that I should go make friends with them.
Yeah. So you're right in between both of them. Michael Jackson, his Jackson family was from Gary, Indiana. And of course, Barack Obama and them are from Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, I find that people that come from the Midwest to be very fascinating people, especially the ones that come from, you know, socioeconomically challenging backgrounds like the South Side and Gary too. They're tremendously resilient and very driven people, you know. And there's been such a great number of them over the years, from, you know, Etta James all the way to Kanye West.
Absolutely.
You know, we just keep turning out these amazing people,
Yeah.
you know, and from St. Louis, Kansas City, you know, places like that where they just really know how to survive.
Absolutely.
And so I'm fascinated.
And, you know, we're going to continue following you, man, because, you know, you're on to something, and we're going to be watching you, man. Thank you for all that you do, okay? They're going to wrap me up right about now, but you're always welcome to come back on and do more.
I would love to come back. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Fredrick Taylor, filmmaker and producer. We appreciate you, my brother. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank you, our guests, for joining us, you, our viewers, for tuning in and checking it all out. You can follow us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. You can join hosts Kevin Arlene and Darren Jaime and Rena Valentine, too. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for all new episodes of Open. Of the Dr. Bob Lee, always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. To choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. So say you can, and you will. I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. Peace.